Hello Year 4, Miss Dunn here. It's time for some numeracy today, so let's have those online learning packs ready and don't forget to use the pause button whenever you need to. Let's get cracking, shall we? Here we go then. This is today's target. We are going to solve some problems which involve large numbers, and those large numbers relate to distances. It will all become clear to you when I show you the next pictures. To do that, we're going to order some distances from shortest to longest, and we're going to add and subtract some distances to solve problems. Let me show you. On the screen you can see a series of pictures, but they're not really pictures, are they? Do you know what they're called? That's right, they're very special pictures that we also call maps. Now, they all have different names above them, and the idea of these maps is that they show the straight line flight distance from London in England to certain cities around the world. First question to you though, if I've just said straight line, why do you think some of those lines are curved? Tricky one that. It's actually to do with the Earth. So have a think about the Earth. We have looked at the Earth actually from outer space. We looked at it from the International Space Station, I recall, in Year 3, which I know was a long time ago. But what shape is our planet? It's not flat, is it? So the reason that some of these lines are more curved than others is because the distances that they have covered is further, so they've travelled further around our sphere-shaped planet. Right, onto a bit of numeracy then. So above each map you will see the destination, that's the place that's been travelled to, and a number. The number is the number of kilometres that the aeroplane has travelled from London to get to that destination. So Abu Dhabi was 5,480 kilometres. Barcelona in Spain was just 1,139 kilometres. Cape Town, which is in South Africa, was 9,680 kilometres. Delhi, which is in India, was 6,718 kilometres. Edmonton, which is in Canada, which we were studying in geography if you remember, part of North America, travelling from London to Edmonton would be 6,805 kilometres. Travelling to Florence, which is in Italy, would be 1,209 kilometres. Travelling to Gothenburg in Sweden would be 1,039 kilometres away. Houston in Texas, which is in the United States of America, another one of the countries we studied in our North America unit on geography, is 7,812 kilometres away. Istanbul in Turkey is 2,501 kilometres away. Jerusalem in Israel is 3,611 kilometres away. Karachi, which is in Pakistan, is 6,314 kilometres away. And Launceston, which is what's commonly known as across the other side of the world in Australia, is 17,000, sorry, Miss Dunn's reading it wrong, 17,425 kilometres from London. So hopefully you can see now what Miss Dunn means by we're working with some large numbers. We're going over the 10,000 mark, so it is going to be quite challenging for some of you, but I know that you can do it. The first thing I'd like you to do for me is to place the countries in order of shortest distance from London all the way up to the longest distance from London. How did you get on with that? Where did you start? I personally went straight for this one here, Launceston, because it's got a 5-digit number. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that's it's the only one with a 5-digit number. So that is going to be the longest journey. So I've discounted that one for now because I know that's going to come right at the end. So now everything else has got 4 digits in the number. So I'm going to look at the thousands number first, and I'm going to put those in order. So I'm going to look for the thousands number which only have 1,000 kilometres in them. So I've got Barcelona, which is 1,139. Then I've got Florence, which is 1,209. I've got Gothenburg, which is 1039. So they are the only three in the thousand, in the single thousand numbers. So then I look at the hundreds digits in those numbers. There's a 1 in Barcelona, 2 in Florence, and a 0 in Gothenburg. So the closest country to London is in fact, sorry, the closest city to London is in fact Gothenburg. B-U-R-G, okay? So I'm going to tick that off because I've cleared that one. Then next will come Barcelona because it has 100 kilometres, whereas Florence has 2. So the next one in my list now, I'm listing these down the page just because, as you can see from my screen, I don't have any room underneath. It would be perfectly fine if you listed them across the page with a comma in between each one. I'm going to tick off Barcelona because I've included that one. Next one is going to be Florence. Fabulous. Right, so I've cleared all of the cities that have 1,000. So let's have a look at the cities that have 2,000 kilometres. And actually, there's only one of those, which is nice and simple because it's Istanbul. Somewhere Miss Dunn would really like to go because it looks absolutely amazing. Istanbul in Turkey. And then I can tick that off. See, we've got 4 of them done already. Have we got any that have 3,000 in their kilometres numbers? Yes, we do. And actually, it looks like we've just got one, which is Jerusalem in Israel. Jerusalem. Don't forget, even though this is a numeracy lesson, we still have to follow the basics of literacy. And because they're proper nouns, they all need to have their capital letters, don't they? Jerusalem, that was a 3,000 kilometres. Now, have we got any that are 4,000 kilometres? We haven't got any 4,000 kilometres, so I don't need to worry about that. I've got 5,000 though. I've got Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, and I think that's the only one I've got that's 5,000 kilometres, so that one comes next. Abu, new word, Dhabi. Okay, and I can cross that one, or give that one a tick. Oh, I didn't tick Jerusalem, otherwise I'm going to get myself confused. Right then, any with 6,000 kilometres. I've got 2 here with 6,000 kilometres. I've got Edmonton in Canada and Karachi in Pakistan. So which one is going to come next? I'm going to say it's Karachi, but why is it Karachi? It's because it's only got 300 kilometres, whereas Edmonton has 800. So Karachi comes next, followed by Edmonton, okay, and I can tick those off my list. Oh, I've only got 3 left now, look at that, we're doing really well. We've got Cape Town, which is a 9,000 kilometre, Houston, which is a 7,000 kilometre, and Launceston, which is that 17,000 kilometre, which we already decided will go at the end. So, Houston, I'm going to have to roll my board down, I didn't think I was going to have to. Houston is going to come next at 7,000 kilometres. Then we're going to Cape Town at 9,680 kilometres. Somewhere Miss Dunn would love to go as well, Cape Town in South Africa. Cape Town in South Africa, and then the final one is Launceston, all the way down on the other side of the world in Australia. Let's go back to the top. There we have the list, not quite fitting on the screen, starting with Gothenburg, Barcelona, Florence, Istanbul, Jerusalem, Abu Dhabi, Karachi, Edmonton, Houston, Cape Town, and the furthest away was Launceston. How did you do? The next thing we're going to do is to work on some find the difference problems using the different cities on the map. So I would like you to find the difference in distance from London between Abu Dhabi and Florence, Houston and Istanbul, Jerusalem and Karachi, Cape Town and Launceston. We'll do the first one together. Now, what am I asking you to do when I'm asking you to find the difference? Well, effectively I'm asking you to find the space in between the two numbers, in between the distance travelled to Florence and the distance travelled to Abu Dhabi in this case. So there's the distance to Abu Dhabi and there is the distance to Florence. What operation am I going to use to find the difference? I'm using this one. It's a takeaway. So let's do it as a column calculation. 5,480, biggest number at the top, remember when we're doing subtractions. 0 take away 9 I can't do, so I have to exchange a 10, which makes that 7 tens, for 10 ones. I can certainly do that now though. 10 take away 9, oops, is not 9, Miss Dunn. What are you doing? It's 1, isn't it? 7 tens take away no tens leaves me with 7 tens. 400s take away 200s leaves me with 200s. 5,000s take away 1,000 leaves me with 4,000s. Have I finished? No, I haven't, have I? There's something missing because we're not dealing with pure numbers. What are we dealing with? Because every time I said one of those numbers, I said a word after it. I'm dealing with distance in kilometres. So my answers will not be complete unless I add that unit of measure to the end of them. Over to you then, have a go at these 3 calculations, but beware, I may have written some of the names of the cities the wrong way round, so you may have to do a little bit of juggling before you do your calculations. Good luck! Did you have fun finding the differences? Let's see how you did then. So, the next problem is Houston and Istanbul. So here's Houston, and Istanbul's right next to it. So 7,812 take away 2,501. 2 take away 1 is 1. 110 take away 0 tens is still 110. 800s take away 500s leaves me with 300s, and 7,000s take away 2,000s gives me 5,312. Am I finished? Of course not. I've got to add my units of measure, haven't I? How did you get on with that one? Ready to move on? Here we go then. Jerusalem and Karachi. Let me just find them on my map. Jerusalem's down here. Oh, and Karachi is right next to it as well. Right, so 3,611 take away 6,314. Okay, here we go then. What's the problem with that calculation? We can't do that calculation that way around, can we? You will be able to the further through your schooling you get, but at the level that we're at the moment, we can't. We need to take the smallest number from the biggest number, don't we? Hopefully you are all shouting at me at the top of your voices then. So let's do 6,314 take away 3,611. 4 take away 1 is 3. 10 take away 10 leaves me with no tens. 300s take away 600s. I can't do, can I? So I need to exchange 1,000, which leaves me with 5,000, for 10 hundreds. 13 take away 6 is 7, and 5,000s take away 3,000s is 2,703 kilometres. How did you get on with that one? I'll give you a few seconds to give yourselves hopefully give yourselves a tick, and then we'll go on to the next one. Okay, Cape Town and Launceston then. Here's Cape Town, and Launceston's all the way down here. I'm not going to make the same mistake again, so I'm going to start with my biggest number, 17425, 17,425 kilometres. And from that, I'm going to take away 9,680 kilometres. I know, I can hear you shouting at me. I can't do that, can I? Why can't I do that? I've got to line the numbers up, haven't I? I've got to have my ones number under my ones number, my tens number under my tens number, my hundreds number under my hundreds number, and my thousands number under my thousands number. I don't have a 10,000s number in Cape Town, so if you wanted to put the 0 in, just to remind yourself, that's absolutely fine. And then we can just calculate it in the normal way. Remember, once you know the process and you follow the pattern, it doesn't matter what size the numbers are, you can deal with them. 5 take away 0 is 5. 2 tens take away 8 tens, I can't do. So let me just take one of those hundreds and exchange it for 10 tens. That leaves me with 4 tens. Oh my goodness, I can't do that one either. So I'm going to borrow one of those thousands. Sorry, I'm going to exchange one of those thousands for 10 hundreds. That gives me a 7, and I'm exchanging again. You see why I left this one till last, can't you? And that gives me a distance of 7,745 of your finest kilometres. How did you get on? Two-step problem alert. Fair warning that the next problems that you're going to see are not just going to be one calculation. There are a couple of different things that you will need to do in order to be able to solve them. Okay, here is the first problem. I travelled from London to Launceston last year. During the same time, my sister travelled from London to Barcelona and back again. What is the difference in the number of kilometres that we travelled? Before we move on, have a think, read the question a few times. What do you think we will need to do in order to be able to solve this question? Okay, so you hold on to what you think. I'm going to pick the question apart and show you exactly what steps we need to do. So I travelled from London to Launceston, one journey. So I travelled that distance. During the same time, my sister travelled from London to Barcelona and back again. So she travelled that distance twice. So then we need to find the difference between the number of kilometres that my sister travelled and the number of kilometres that I travelled. What calculations am I going to make? Okay, so I already gave you a clue by writing the times 2 by Barcelona of what some of the calculations are that I'm going to need to make, and here they are. So the first thing I need to do is to find out how far my sister travelled. So she travelled 1,139 kilometres twice. Now we can do that as a multiplication. We could partition the number and do it as a multiplication. You may feel more confident though doing it as an addition calculation. Okay, so 1,139 add 1,139 gives me 9 and 9 is 18, 3 tens and 3 tens is 6 tens, 100 and 100 is 200s, 100,000 and 1,000 is 2,000. So that tells me how far my sister travelled in total, and the board tells me how far I travelled in total, and we need to find the difference between the number of kilometres that we both travelled. So the second step to finally solving the problem is to do a subtraction calculation to take my sister's journey, or journeys, sorry, because she made 2, away from my 1, because I'm apparently still in Australia. If only that were the case, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? So 5 take away 8 I can't do, so I need to exchange 1 10 for 10 ones, which gives me 7. 1 10 take away 6 tens I can't do, so I need to exchange 100 for 10 tens, and that gives me 5. 300s take away 100 is, 300s take away gave you the answer in the question. 300s take away 200 is 100. 7,000s take away 2,000 is 5,000. And 10,000 take away no thousands is 10,000. So the difference between the number of kilometres that we travelled was 15,157. Are you ready to have a go at a similar question? Here you go, then have a go at this question. And when I read it, don't worry, it is fictional. Mrs. Payne is currently in school. Mrs. Payne went on holiday to Istanbul. When she returned, she found out that she had won a holiday in Gothenburg, so jumped on the next flight. She has not yet returned from Gothenburg. How many kilometres has Mrs. Payne flown so far? Have a good think about what calculations I'm asking you to perform, and then give it a go. Let's find out how you got on. Mrs. Payne went on holiday to Istanbul. So we know she went on holiday to Istanbul. We also know that she returned from Istanbul. So we need Istanbul times 2, because when she got home, she found out that she had won a holiday to Gothenburg. Gothenburg's over here. But what she hasn't done is come home from Gothenburg yet. She's still there. So what calculations do we need to make? We need to make Istanbul times 2. So I'm going to come down here. 2,501 times 2, doubled, added together, whichever way you want to look at it, which is 5,002 kilometres. Okay. And then we need to add to that 1,039 kilometres for the one-way journey that she has so far taken to Gothenburg. We might get her back one day. Again, I am joking. Promise, she is in school. Whoops! Dunn can't write a 0 properly. And that gives us 6,041 kilometres. How did you do with that one? Okay, this is super challenge time. This question is going to take far more than just 2 steps. Okay, so last summer, Miss Price travelled to Launceston. Miss Dunn visited Barcelona and Cape Town, while Miss Wire holidayed in Jerusalem, Delhi and Istanbul. If only these things were true. Who travelled the most kilometres, remembering that we all came home? See what you can do with that one. It is going to take you quite some time. How did you get on? Let's see then. So first of all, Miss Price travelled to Launceston and back again. So, oops, left that one on from last time. Haven't rolled the board down. Miss Price travelled there and back. So 17,425 kilometres times 2. Okay. 0, 5, 8, 4, 3. Woof. So that's Miss Price. She travelled 34,850 kilometres. I'm just going to write Miss Price down there. Okay. I'm going to change my pen, I think, actually, to see how far Miss Dunn managed to go. So I visited Barcelona and Cape Town. So Barcelona was 1,139, Cape Town 9,680. So my return trip to Barcelona was 2,278 kilometres, and Cape Town 9,680 times 2, 9,680, add 9,680, was 19,360, and then I need to add those two together. So 19360. Whoops, that gives me 8, 3, 6, 9, 11, 21,638. So who's in the lead so far? Miss Price is still in the lead so far, isn't she? Mind you, Miss Wire did have 3 holidays. So let's see if she got further than Miss Price. She went to, let me change my pen again, Jerusalem, which I've lost. Jerusalem's down here. She went to Delhi, which is here, and to Istanbul, which is here. So we need to double each one of those numbers. Let's start with Delhi at 6718. Oh, come on board, move up. So 6718 doubled is 13,436 kilometres. Okay, so that's Delhi. She also went to Istanbul, so we'll do that one next. 2501, 2,501 kilometres. That's 5,002 kilometres. I'm going to write that down under. No, we'll start a new calculation because that 13,000 is a bit squashed up there. So there's my 13,436. Then I've got my 5,002, but she also travelled to Jerusalem, which is 3,611 kilometres. Got the board down again a little bit. There we go. What did I say? 3,611. Just double check. Yep, 3611. 3,611 kilometres. Did your arm drop off when you were doing this? I bet it did. And we have a 2, a 2, a 2, 1 here. 7,222 kilometres so far that we need to add up. 7,222 here, 222, and then we need to add those all together, don't we? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 3, 4, 5, 10, 6 tens, 4 600s. 7 and 3 takes me to a number bond to 10, so that's 10,000, 15,000, 25,660 kilometres. Who travelled the furthest? Oh, it was still Miss Price. Miss Price travelled the furthest. Hopefully that is the person that you chose. Wow, how did you get on? Let's go back to our target and success criteria and see which emoji you're going to award yourself for this lesson. We were solving problems involving large numbers, and I think you'll agree that some of those numbers did get quite large, didn't they? We were ordering distances from shortest to longest, and we were adding and subtracting distances to solve problems. So, thinking about how confident you feel, how well you tackled particularly the multi-step problems, which is what we're going to do more of as we get further through school, award yourselves the appropriate emoji. There we go. You can go and give your arms a lovely well-earned rest now, because that has brought another numeracy lesson to a close. So don't forget to WhatsApp, email or pop your work into the post box. Take care of yourselves and I will see you soon.